right, you know what time it is. It's time for the Power Hour. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones, aka Mr. Important. If you don't know me, then you don't know anybody. And I have a very special guest joining me today. She's a model, beautiful model. She's an author of the book. Let them know the name of the book.
Rozelei, Runway to a Better Self, Walking Confidently Toward a New You.
That's right. And you know what? I had a chance to read some of it. Now, you asked me to read just a few pages of it.
Yes, I did.
And I couldn't stop reading it. Let's just jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rozelei. All right? Rosie, how are you?
I am amazing. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Feels like I'm losing my voice a little bit, but
Oh,
I'm doing
no.
pretty good. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's from, but I'll be all right. You know. Now, let's get into your life a little bit because I started reading that book and I
Okay.
couldn't put it down. Okay. I want to know where did you grow up? Let's start off with that. Where did you grow up?
Okay, I was born in Akron, Ohio, and then I grew up as well in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Now, what was your life? Now, how old were you when you moved to Dallas?
Oh, God. I was in my 20s when I moved to Dallas. I don't remember exactly the number.
Okay.
Not really big into numbers, but I know I was in my 20s, and I
Okay.
moved to Texas.
Okay. So most of your early childhood was in Akron. Now,
Yes.
now, what was that like? How did you grow up there? What was it like for you? Because you're a beautiful woman. You're
Thank
a
you.
model. You're welcome. You're a model. Did you get what was that like for you? I mean, did you always know what you wanted to be when you gotten older? Was a
No,
modeling
I didn't
something?
always know what I wanted to be. I grew up I was a kid at heart. I played a lot. I grew up very privileged. I grew up in church where my bishop and first lady were my godparents and they raised me. So I grew up with a pretty good head on my shoulders. I pretty much always knew that I was determined to be somebody. I was always told I could not be like everybody else. So I was always getting in trouble for if I wanted to like blend in with the crowd. I couldn't do it. And then growing up as well, I got to a place in my life after college where I just got tired of feeling like I was living like this remote life. Like I was going to college, doing everything my parents wanted me to do, working in corporate, but yet every single day I was bored, I was ready to go, and I was just not thrilled with my life. So that's how I grew up.
Okay. And somehow you found modeling, or modeling found you. Uh,
Modeling found me. Actually, I went to the gym to just like lose weight. I wanted to lose weight. I had a baby, and I had a white woman approach me and tell me I was very beautiful, and she's like, "You've got to be a model. Like you just have to be like, prove me wrong." And I'm like, lady, I'm not a model. But she just was adamant. Like after like three different visits that I saw of her at the gym, she got me and taught me how to go with it. Like, you really want to know where you stand, ask a stranger. Strangers will tell you exactly where they see you, where they stand, because they don't know you. They're not invested in any history of you, any facts about you. Like they don't care if you're mad at them tomorrow. And
right.
so I had a stranger tell me who I was, and I just took a bet on myself and went with her.
Right. Now that bet seemed to pay it off for you. Um,
Yeah, it
yeah,
did.
it did because you're doing very well at it. Now
Thank
are you
you.
still you're still active? You're welcome. You're still active, are you?
Yes, I am. So if anybody has any opportunities, I am here in Walnut Creek, California. You can always send them to me. I travel too.
Now let's flash forward a little bit, and
Okay.
you've written a book.
Yes.
And in it, you're talking about your life starting out as a model now, which is pretty interesting in the beginning because you were very afraid. And I don't want to give too much away because I want people to read the book, but you were afraid and you didn't think you really had what it takes. Tell me about that.
You're absolutely correct. I was very afraid. I was afraid because I came from corporate and I was later off in my years. So I didn't start off modeling when I was a teenager like most people do. So I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if the audience was going to tell me, oh, you're too old, or like, girl, you should have tried this later. But instead, when I got into the industry, everyone looked at me like, who is this girl? Like, where you been? We need someone like you. So I got the opposite response. as I dove into the industry, and it helped me to receive my looks. On my life, I've always been told I was pretty. I never thought I was ugly, but I just didn't know that my looks could actually like create a lifestyle, a living for me. So that was something I had to get used to. That was one of the biggest things I had to really get used to, that my looks actually can provide a living for me, that people actually look at this space and actually want to engage more with me, want to see what I'm doing more with these looks. I'm still blown away. I'm still over here like I'm just Rozelei. Like I don't even. I'm blown away.
Well, you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And one thing I love what you said is you're never too old to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
That is so true. That is so
Yeah.
true. What do you want people to know about that? I mean, obviously, it's it is what it is. It says what it says, but talk about that a little bit. You're never too old to chase your dreams. What experience have you had that led you to say that?
Well, the experience I had that taught me it was never too old to chase my dreams was when my first dream got taken away from me. My first dream was becoming a mother, of course. And when my daughter got taken from me by our bad relationship ending with her father, it had me discover myself and make me ask myself those important questions like, well, what do I want? And um, from there, I told myself, I put no barriers on what I wanted, and I put no stipulations on myself. And from there, I just dared to dream big. And I'm one of those people who was big on, if you're going to jump, like, don't just jump. Like, if you're going to jump, leap, go all out.
Yes.
Just go as high as you can and just don't even look down. Just don't even look down. Just go as high as you can and be surprised on where you actually land.
Yes.
And that's my
that.
life right now.
I like that. Now let's
Thank
jump
you.
into the modeling situation. When you first got in there, and you hear horror stories with models, and you see weird stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot goes on behind the scenes that people don't know. That I read in the book, and like I said, I don't want to give too much away. When you first got in there, right, and you first did your first runway show, what was it that surprised you? Like, what the heck is going on here? What was it that got you and said, wow, do I really want to do this? What did you see?
My first show was so ghetto behind the scenes. It was so ghetto. It was so ghetto. Oh God, it was so ghetto. I didn't even know. I was like, am I being punked? Like, is this for me? It was just not professional. So they don't teach you, when you first get into runway modeling, no one knows you. So you got to show yourself. So you got to start with the very beginning, which is at the very bottom of the food chain. So you're just doing shows just to get you noticed, just to develop yourself, develop your talent. And moreover, you're doing shows to see your lane, like where you actually fit. I learned very quickly that urban runway shows were not for me. I did my first show, and the audience will tell you, they were like, "Yeah, you're real pretty. You don't need to be doing these kind of shows. You need to be doing like those fancy dresses." And so I learned from my first show, like, oh, fancy dresses. Okay, let me check that out. So you learn as you go when you're building it by yourself. Paying attention very much and listening to your audience is key. They will direct you and guide you as to where your lane is and where you fit.
Right. And you've learned along the way to do your own makeup and stuff like that. So
I'm a little bit of an overachiever. I went to Transformation Studios, and I went to makeup school in Houston, Texas, where I knew I wanted to be a model, and I also knew that as a model you need to learn how to do your own basic face, because you just never know what'll happen. So I wanted to prepare myself and get that professional education, and it's paying off.
Now, for some, it definitely is. I'm proud of you. I mean, you're doing
Thanks.
a lot, and now for some models that may be looking at you, aspiring models that may be watching this interview right now, explain to them what the model bag is and what's in it.
Oh, your model bag is going to be your basic essentials, which is going to be mascara, your basic face. You want to have wipes in there, deodorant, clear deodorant. You want to have everything that will help you with your personal needs, just to help you look your best and feel your best, because you're going to be there all day, literally from sun up to sundown. So you need everything that you need. Hair products. Oh yeah, especially hair products. That goes into your makeup bag as well. You know, for us women of color, you need your special hair products that are not going to always be there, and you want them there.
Right.
So that is what the makeup, your personal bag consists of. Of course, your undergarments, making sure that you have everything you need underneath, and also for your feet, making sure you have the proper basic 6-inch heels, your black, nude, and clear ones. That's pretty much what's all in your bag.
Right. Now, how many shows have you done? You've done quite a few shows.
I've done quite a few shows.
Yeah. Now, which one stands out to you the most?
Bridal. My bridal shows stand out to me the most. Every time I've done a bridal show, I've always felt like I was the bride herself, just from the beginning to ending, how they treat you, how they make you up, the dresses, of course, the posing. So I would say bridal shows have been my favorite.
Wow. Wow. Now, what do you want to say to some aspiring models who may be watching this and need some pointers, what to look out for, the do's and don'ts? What do you want them to know? Because it can be some scary moments, and well, I don't want to talk about that because it's in the book.
I
Please
would
go get the
say
book.
I would say the key thing is know yourself. Know who you are, know what you want. If you don't know it, don't pretend like you do. And if you don't know, ask questions. Ask, can you get some training? Can you show me? I would say those are the two key things. Know yourself and know what you want. And know that you can make money. That's another one. You can actually make money and set your price.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Now, this book is not only for models. It's for people who just, like you said,
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
Male
So
or female. Oh my
right.
God. It's for everybody. Old and young. You do not have to be young to get my book, and you don't have to be my age. You can be super older, it's not just for women, it's for men. To be very honest with you, my market has been a lot of men buying my book. So I'm very shocked at my market and who it's reaching so far. So far, it's been a lot of men, young men and older men who have been purchasing my book, wanting to ask those questions, wanting to seek self-helping themselves, but just not knowing what direction or whom they can talk to actually speak freely about the struggles that they're having. So this book has actually been very transforming to me, and it's definitely opening up a lot of doors within myself that I have not seen until I stepped into this world.
Right. And look, if an old guy like me picked it up and started and got stuck on it, it's for everybody. You know what I mean? Now, what do you want people to take away from when reading the book? What do you want them to take away from it? What do you want them to get out of it?
I would say, once you let your fire, let that bitch blaze.
Right.
That's what I would say. And it's never too late to self-help yourself. I would say one of the key things to being very successful is about what you're willing to do for yourself first before others step in and help you or assist you in any kind of way. People want to look at what have you done for yourself. So that's another advice I would take for anyone watching this video. Whatever you want to be, start doing the little things that you can do now and take advantage of social media.
Social media is a huge platform. It can
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, and I don't want to, like I said, give too much away, but I'm up to the part where, because I've been reading it, bits and pieces here and there. Mm-hmm. My day is like really busy. The part when you went to the photo shoot, mm-hmm. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna leave it at that. So we're gonna leave it there. When you went to the photo shoot,
yeah, I had an experience.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's just give him a teaser. Without saying too much, just give him a small teaser of what we're talking about.
My panties came down.
And that's the teaser. You have to read the book to find out what happened. Now,
it was quite an experience.
Yeah. Now, you didn't mention any names, and you're not going to.
No.
Yeah. So, but it was that's where I'm at.
It happens. I wanted to be very real and very graphic. Sometimes when you get booked with some of these photographers, they can try to test you and take advantage of you. And sometimes, as a woman, depending on what mood you in, sometimes you'll go along with it. I'm just gonna be
Right.
real with you. And then sometimes, you're of course you're not comfortable with it, and it's not professional, and it's not what you were expecting when you came into the shoot, or when you came into be treated like a professional for whatever engagement or whatever shoot or show you're doing. So I will give you that end as well. I will speak upon that.
Right. Now, like you said, sometimes in certain situations it can actually be a horror story.
Absolutely. And you
So-
don't, and that can happen. Thank the Lord, mine wasn't horrible. I just used the experience to just teach others like what not to do, and also learning for myself, because I did do it. So also using my own guilt, my own flaws to teach the lesson.
Right. Rozelei, I thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Thank
It's been a
you.
blast.
It's been
You have
such a
to come
pleasure.
back on. Yes,
I
thank you
definitely
so
will.
much.
I definitely will. This is too much fun.
Yes, it is. You're watching the Power Hour right here on Indie Central TV.